Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Nikki's party, Claire gushes to Kyle about his toast to his grandmother. Kyle tells her his words were genuine. He's grateful for everything Nikki has done for Claire. Her heart is as big and beautiful as hers. Claire tells him he's touched hearts tonight. At a table, eating, Victor tells Nikki that Claire went out of her way to make this a special evening. Nikki gushes about Kyle's toast. Victor thought it was cloying and realizes he was trying to get him to approve of his relationship with their granddaughter, and he doesn't. Nikki's upset that Victor thinks Kyle's toast was a manipulation. Can't he let go of his suspicions for one moment? He will do anything for Claire, including standing up to the great Victor Newman. What will it take for him to give him a chance? At the bar, Claire thinks Victor must have been moved by Kyle's toast. Kyle figures he didn't believe a word he said given he's an Abbott. No one's as good as a Newman in his eyes. Claire tried to kill the Newmans and he was able to forgive her. Kyle says that's because she's his blood. They decide to focus on the party and talk turns to Pietro. Claire realizes the planner is signaling her. Kyle tells her he has one more move for Victor. Across the room, Chelsea tells Adam she has the perfect way to distract Victor away from smearing Billy. She saw the way he was looking at Kyle during his toast, if looks could kill. Adam notes his father asked him not to sell his apartment to Kyle and Claire. Switching gears, Adam pulls Chelsea onto the dance floor. Sharon and Nick watch them before Michael and Lauren walk up. Michael accuses Nick of avoiding him all night. Lauren says her husband is doing what's best for their family. Nick is disappointed, but notes it's not the first time they've taken a break from each other. He hopes someday he'll come back. Lauren interjects, "Not if I have anything to do with it." Elsewhere, Devin and Abby discuss the Abbott remodel with Diane and Jack. Devin gets a text and he muses that Lily's also been invited to Dumas' party in France. Just then, Victoria calls out for water as Cole appears to have trouble getting his breath. Once he's seated, he starts coughing and gasping. Victoria wants someone to call 911, but Cole protests, "No." Victoria and Claire help him upstairs as the guests hover, concerned. As the subject changes, Michael tells Nick to be on his toes about Dumas and his invitation. They were invited too, but Victor made it clear he didn't want him there. At the bar, Nikki tells Kyle how moved she was by his toast. Kyle asks to speak with Victor alone, but the mustache is irked. Tonight is about Nikki. Kyle feels the talk between them can't wait. Victor says there's nothing to talk about. Nikki purrs, "Victor, please. Talk to Kyle. Do it for me." Across the room, Ashley, Abby and Devin discuss Dumas' creepy invitation. Devin wants to look him in the eye and let him know he's not afraid. On the dance floor, Adam complains to Chelsea about Nick stepping on his toes. She guesses he doesn't approve of him and Sharon. Adam doesn't think anything is going on there. She teases that he's just as oblivious as his brother about Sharon's feelings. Nearby, also dancing, Nick and Sharon discuss Dumas' invitation. He says he may be making a play for Chancellor. Sharon says Nikki's involved, so it's personal. Nick wishes they knew who they were fighting. Sharon thinks the invite could be friendly. Nick argues he could be luring them into battle on his turf. He's hoping this will reveal more about the man and his motives. In a corner, Esther tells Diane that Kyle and Claire are adorable, and she's back in the family fold. Diane thanks her for their talk before. At the bar, Ashley joins Nikki and Jack. Nikki says how much Kyle's toast meant. She just wishes Victor could get past his issues with him. At the bar in the club dining room, Kyle tells Victor that Claire planned this party in hopes he'd see him in a new light. He can't see past his hatred of his family, there was a time they got along. He told Claire it wouldn't work. Victor agrees. Kyle will do something that shows how committed he is to his granddaughter. You believe in the language of contracts and binding agreements. He's willing to make him a deal. "So that I may love your granddaughter freely." Kyle will put it in writing that if he hurts Claire in any way, he'll leave town. Victor asks how that's enforceable. Kyle is a man of his word. Victor doesn't believe a word he says. Kyle will pay damages then. He'll give him $5 million if he breaks Claire's heart. Claire appears as Victor hisses, $5 million. In the lounge, Chelsea's still convinced Adam is bothered by Nick being Sharon. He complains that she's been through a lot lately. Nick's made it clear he's not interested in getting back with her, but she's right about Sharon not being on the same page. Chelsea hopes Nick will change his mind. Nick is a good guy, she reminds Adam. Sharon would be lucky to have him. Adam muses, not as lucky as you. On the dance floor, Sharon marvels that she's found her footing again. Nick hopes Phyllis and Tracy can find theirs. It makes him so mad to think of all the people Martin Laurent hurt. At a table, Abby and Ashley discuss Martin. Abby knows her mother has a plan to get help, she just wants to know if she's okay. Ashley reassures her. Abby gets a text that Dominic needs her and she has to go. Ashley reassures her she'll be fine and waves her on her way. At a table, Michael approaches Diane and tells her she looks stunning. She tells him she's glad he left Victor. She knows he did it partly for Jack. They embrace, and Nikki watches. At the bar, Nikki turns to Jack and tells him it looks like his wife is expressing her gratitude to Michael for leaving Victor. Jack thinks Lauren deserves some of the credit. Lauren, beside them, admits Michael is having reservations. She says Nick may be right in that Victor won't let him go without a fight. Upstairs, Claire tells Kyle and Victor that her father has had some kind of relapse. Victoria is going to stay with him in a suite. Victor doesn't like this idea, there's no point in her getting sick. Claire worries she should be with them. Kyle assures her that her dad will be okay and they hug and Victor shoots a look of disdain in Kyle's direction. He offers his personal physician. Claire says if it gets worse, that would be great. He warns her not to get sick. Claire thanks him and they express their love. Victor tells Kyle he'll consider his proposal and toddles off. Claire asks, what proposal? In the lounge, Sharon wishes Nikki a happy birthday and they discuss Faith, Noah and Summer not being able to make it. Sharon says she's surprised to see Chelsea back with Adam, who was adamant that would never happen. Nikki slyly replies, just as adamant as Nick was about the two of you getting back together. Across the room, Nick tells Chelsea that his brother doesn't deserve her, but he's happy if she's happy. She's determined not to let him go back to the dark side. At the bar, Jack tells Adam he's heard Newman Media is gunning for Billy. Adam admits his new COO has a soft spot for his brother. He warns Jack to be careful with Michael out of the picture. His dad still has the knives out for the Abbotts. At the bar, Ashley and Sharon exchange pleasantries. Ashley wonders if the aftermath of Martin is easier for Sharon because she's a therapist. Sharon wonders if she's worried about Tracy. Ashley sometimes wonders if it's too easy to get swallowed up by the darkness. It's a lot. Upstairs, Abby and Devin say goodbye to Victor at the door. Victor thanks Devin for putting aside his differences with him to attend for Nikki. Devin lets him know he and Lily were invited to Dumas' party in France. Victor grunts that Dumas should bring it on. Back in the lounge, Victor gives Nikki the update on Victoria and Claire being with Cole. He thinks it seems like the beginning of pneumonia. Jack calls for everyone's attention and tells Victor he won't say anything he won't agree with. Jack makes a lovely toast to Nikki, she's one of his heroes and one of his dearest friends. Tonight, I celebrate you. Happy birthday, Nikki. Everyone cheers. Adam tells Chelsea they should call it a night. Chelsea suggests a last drink upstairs. They'll get tacos and go to the Overlook on the way home. Lauren and Michael wish Nikki the best year ever. Nikki's grateful for their friendship. Michael thanks Victor for his hospitality. He doesn't respond. Nearby, Sharon asks Nick about the party in France. She's sorry to miss it. Nick suggests she come as his +1. Sharon, intrigued, asks, are you serious? He says, yeah, why not? At the bar, Victor crabs about Jack's pitiful toast as he and Diane say goodnight to Nikki. Esther follows and hugs Nikki goodbye. Upstairs, Claire tells Pietro everything was perfect. He tells her that her young man is a keeper. Kyle joins them and the planner teases that he does weddings before leaving. Claire asks Kyle again about his proposal to his grandfather. He says he made him an offer he hopes he doesn't refuse. In the lounge, Nikki gushes to Victor about the lovely charm bracelet. Victor tells her she taught all her children and grandchildren to love, she taught him how to love at all. She softened his hardened heart. Nikki asks about his talk with Kyle. Victor says he tried to change his mind by offering to sign a contract stipulating that he wouldn't do emotional harm to Claire. Nikki sighs. He's just trying to speak his language. For him to accept those kids' relationship would be the ultimate present. Please, do it for me, darling. Victor kisses her cheek. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.